What is the motive matrix? The motive matrix is simply my system of how to know what to work on next when you have so many things to do. The process of doing the right and most important thing that causes the biggest shifts. The process of focusing on your next right thing and not being distracted by everything else. It's a decision making process that condenses how quickly you can make decisions. It will help you purge your inbox. It will help you eliminate indecision. It will help you clean up your calendar. And it helps you to do this in a really honoring and integrous way. While also moving your business forward. So that's the motive matrix. This is mine. I've been teaching it a long time and refining it, and it has never failed us when we use it. However, it's something you need to revisit periodically so that you can know if you've hit a goal or if you've hit a milestone or if you need to readjust. Your motives in business will shift. So the 5 most common, most central motives in business tend to be, now I'm not going to say the be all end all everybody. Everybody always wants to look at the exceptions. I want you to look at these as 5 buckets or 5 categories of the motive in your business. Meaning, what is the most important thing I need to be working on now? And so the motives fall in 5 different categories. Prospects, and I'll define these for you in just a minute. Profit, products, positioning, and pathways. These are not in any certain order. It's up to you as the CEO or founder of your business to decide what order they're going to be in at any given time. There is no right or wrong according to anybody else. It's just according to you. Okay, so these are the 5 categories. Now let's talk about what those mean. Prospects. If prospects is the number one most needle moving thing in your business right now, that means you're focused on list building, lead generation or nurture, networking. This means you're bringing new people into your circle, into your sphere. And that's the number one thing that will make the biggest difference in your business right now. Some people will say that always needs to be your number one focus. And I would say they are wrong. Some people have lists of 15, 20,000 people, and they need to be focused on something else, which is maybe their offer or whatever's next. But if prospects is your primary motive, this is what we're looking at. All right. What does profit mean? Well, that's pretty self-explanatory. Profit, if you have a profit motive, it means we're increasing revenue or we're increasing sales or we're creating better margins within what we're collecting and keeping. So if profit is your primary motive, then everything you make your decision on should flow through this first. Again, some would argue with me and say, oh, profit should always be your primary motive. Not necessarily. I know a lot of people that have great cash flow in their business that need to work on other things for now. So this is profit. Products, what does that mean? That means, do you need to create offers? Do you need to refine your offer, up-level your offer, retire your offer, sunset some things? What do you need to do product-wise? Do you need to up-level or up-brand your offers? You guys know that that's a project that my team is working on right now, is making things look a little different, sound a little different, feel a little different. Products has been one of my primary and secondary on the matrix for the last 3 months. So products, what are you selling? What service do you have? What do you need to do with your products? Is that your focus this month or this quarter? Positioning, this is one that everybody gets really hung up in, distracted by, and their ego gets caught up in, and that's positioning. This means, oh, I have the opportunity to speak with so-and-so. Ooh, they've asked me to contribute to a book. Oh, this exposure would be great. Listen, If positioning is your motive, then we need to look at case studies and social proof and credibility and maybe some kind of celebrity alliance like shared a stage with or co-authored with. But this is typically something that is only a priority for a little while to get you to a next level or a next step, so that you can turn down and easily say no to all the other ego building things if they're not your priority at that point. And we'll walk through a matrix on this. Pathways is something we either love to camp out in, and so we stay there too long, or it's something that we avoid until it's too big of a mess. This means your infrastructure, your funnels, your systems, your automation, your help, your tech, your outsourcing. Is that your focus, or are you using it as an obstacle for what you really need to be focused on? Okay. The human brain is designed that we can typically focus on one or two things at a time. You cannot focus on all 5 areas at a time. If you have a big team, you could assign somebody on your team to have a different motive or primary motive within their department, but it should still move the needle on what the company's primary motive is right now. So as difficult as it is, and as much as we don't like to, we have to focus on one primary and one secondary for a period of time. You decide, is it going to be this month? I like to start with a quarter, and then if I hit my goals faster, then I reevaluate and change my motives, but focus on one primary and one secondary. We call that P1 and P2, primary number 1 and primary number 2. Okay, so write down which one is your P1 for now, and which one is your P2 for now. For now, you don't have to marry it. We're just dating it for now. Which one will make the biggest difference in your business right now? So for instance, somebody in the group who said, I need to build my dream team, guess what? Pathways is number 1 right now until that dream team or dream team member is onboarded. So write that down. Take a minute and do it. You have to decide. Make a decision. This is working your decision muscle. Now, relax. You don't need to pick it for the whole year. You don't need to stick with it for 6 months. It needs to be until you meet that motive or get to a point where you can relax and move to something else. So if it's prospects, then you set a goal and say, oh, great. Okay, great. When I hit 100 people on my list, or 100 people in that Facebook group, or 100 new contacts on my direct mail list, then I will move to pathways and a funnel, right? You determine what satisfied or done looks like for that motive. Reevaluate at the very least every 3 months. Sometimes every month if you're hitting your goals faster and you're getting really good at this, and run through this matrix every time you make a big decision. I'm going to walk you through the exercise in just a minute. Don't purchase a product or a book or watch a webinar or get on somebody's email list or make any other decisions. Don't say yes to anything. Don't put it on the calendar until you run it through the matrix. And I mean it. I mean it. And I'll show you how to do that. Everything. Emails, questions, opportunities, everything. It doesn't sound fun, but it's really super fast, and it matters. Those of you that have used it know it matters. So let's run this through an example. So on your piece of paper, write down what is the idea or the opportunity, and make a column like this, and then put your primary 1 and your primary 2 at the top. What is your primary 1 and your primary 2? Let's do this in real time. Okay. Your primary 1, your primary 2. I'm going to give you some examples. So let's say I open my inbox today and I get the opportunity to speak at a summit. I get the opportunity to speak at a summit, and it's my ideal audience. However, my primary number 1 right now is pathways, and my primary 2 right now is profits. Let's just assume. I'm being asked to speak at a summit for free. I can promote something if I want, but there's no affiliate opportunity. It's only for exposure and leads. Should I put a check mark under primary one, which is pathways? Does that satisfy primary one in any way? No. So that's an X. Does it satisfy profits? That's not a clear yes, because we don't know how warm or qualified this audience is. At the very most, it's a neutral. But the truth is, it's probably an X. It's not going to lead to immediate profits because we've got 20 speakers at the summit competing for the same wallet share. So should I say yes to this summit or should I say no? Obviously, because of the matrix, I should say no. Now, that took 60 seconds. But if I'm looking at my email and I have a Post-it note on my computer that reminds me what P1 and P2 is, the minute that comes in, I can say, thanks for considering me. However, that doesn't fit in with my primary focus this quarter. I would love to recommend so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so to help you with that. Maybe next year I'll be a better fit. Feel free to reach out again. The email is gone, the person is served, there's no indecision, and I haven't overbooked myself. Okay, what is the next? Idea or opportunity? Remember, I'm focusing on pathways. Idea or opportunity is a master class on funnels and upsells. So my primary motive is pathways. My secondary motive or primary number 2 is on profits. So does it satisfy pathways? Something I need to learn for pathways or somebody on my team needs to learn? Yes, that's a big check mark. Does it immediately help profits? Not necessarily. It's probably a spend. It's probably an expense, but it will lead eventually to profits. So maybe that's a neutral. So should I say yes to this? Maybe. Let's go to opportunity number 3 in my inbox today. Opportunity number 3 in my inbox today is, would you collaborate? Well, let me see. What would be a good something that tends to tempt us? Would you like this opt-in for 50 subject lines you should never use in your copywriting and sales scripts? Does that go along with pathways or infrastructure? Well, you could probably argue that sales copy does, but it's probably more of a neutral for now. Doesn't mean for always, but a neutral for now. Does it focus on profits? Primary number 2, no. So of those 3 opportunities, I have one that has an X and a neutral. I have one that has a check and a neutral, and one that has a neutral and a negative. It's clear which one I should pick if I'm choosing from those 3. If you're getting asked to speak, if you're getting asked to publish, if you're getting asked to collaborate, to partner, to hire, to be distracted, to get on an email list, run it through your matrix. This will become instinctive to you as you're running through your inbox or social media or even ideas that other people have for you. And it's as easy as saying, thank you so much for thinking of me. That doesn't fit with our trajectory this quarter. If you want to reach out again, that would be great. Otherwise, I can recommend some help. In order for this to work, in order for premium pricing to stick, in order for your business to grow, and for you to have more margin capacity and room to breathe, in order for your team to know what they should be doing and can be doing, you have to be very intentional. You're intentional when you set your primary 1 and primary 2, and then you're relentless in protecting them. And then disciplined when you get up in the morning, your 5 things to do today, your 3 things to do today, what gets your time, attention, and calendar first should feed the motives from the matrix.